Huh? He marries his daughters. What does he do with his sons?
Why don't the White Walkers kill Craster? He lives pretty far north of the wall, and he has a few wooden defensive structures, but they can't keep out much. Maybe a bear, but not a White Walker. The most common reason that people mention is that he has a deal with them. He sacrifices his babies, or he offers his babies. But it's not the only reason, so I figured I'd share that and also lightly touch on some other stuff, taking the perspective of the White Walkers, walking in their shoes for a few minutes. So we don't know this for sure, but let's pretend that the White Walkers cannot reproduce on their own. If true, then they need to either take humans or be given humans if they want to maintain or grow their community. Maybe just human babies as opposed to adults, but regardless of baby or adult, of these two choices, being given humans or stealing them, being given humans is a lot better for the White Walkers. It's easier and safer than stealing humans from the other free folk who might fight back, causing a White Walker casualty. The fact that they can create this agreement with Craster shows that the community of White Walkers, or at least their leader, uses critical thinking skills. They are not all mindless zombies. And it's not clear whether there are only male White Walkers, or if there are some females up in the lands of Always Winter, or if they just take the male babies because females are more useful as humans to make more babies. But something clicked last night, so I figured I'd make this quick video to share. It's something that I often forget. For all we know, the White Walker that showed up and took Craster's baby in Season 2, Episode 2, well, that isn't just some scary beast. It's a magical, beautiful human being. And more importantly, the dude may have actually been one of Craster's own sons. Some fans speculate that White Walkers can only change babies with Stark blood. Craster's parents are a mystery, but his mother was supposedly a wildling and his father was a crow. So there's a chance that Craster has Stark blood if his father was a Stark on the wall. Now we don't know how many babies he gave to the White Walkers in the books, but in the show, he told G.R. Mormont this.
You have one son, don't you, Mormont? I had my 99.
So the baby that Jon Snow sees is the 99th baby. Little Sam would have been the 100th baby, and the baby that Carl Tanner offered to the White Walkers, at least in the show, was the 101st. Granted, we never saw a White Walker take the 101st. Either way, about 99 or 100 of them are Craster's male sons, which begs a question. With Sam heading back north in Season 8, what will happen if the White Walkers run into Little Sam? In the show, Sam makes a comment to Gilly about the Brothers of the Night's Watch possibly raping her not being safe there, and he specifically mentions 100 brothers.
I worry about it sometimes. There's 100 men lying awake at night picturing you.
This reference to 100 men may have actually been a subtle nod to Little Sam's 100 White Walker brothers who want to find him. So those 100 White Walkers are out looking for Gilly too. But adrift. The main thing that I wanted to touch on in this video is that another reason that the White Walkers don't kill Craster is because he's family. For all we know, the White Walker that took the 99th baby was Craster's own son, and he was just stopping by to get his little bro. If the White Walkers killed Craster, that would be kinslaying. And kinslaying is known to be the worst of all crimes, to the old gods and the new. The only other crime in the same level as kinslaying is breaking guest right. Guest right is a belief that neither a host nor a guest shall harm one another once a guest has eaten or drank under a host's roof. Several popular examples of guest right being broken are the Red Wedding, Sandor beating up the farmer, Jaime pushing Bran out the window, Joffrey having his Kingsguard physically assault Sansa time and time again, and a famous one from lore is the Rat Cook at the Night Fort, just to name a few. To deny guest right, one sits with a sword across his or her knees, like we saw Robb Stark do when Tyrion showed up at Winterfell. But in the show, Carl Douchebag Tanner broke this ancient law.
You are a bastard.
He broke guest right, angering the old gods and the new, by killing Craster as a guest under his roof. Carl killed the father of 99 or 100 White Walkers. Big no-no. He's probably lucky he died and was burnt. Alright, before we go, it's worth noting that things get interesting when you step into the shoes of the White Walkers and look at things from their perspective without assuming that they're completely evil. Our dude tracked down Sam in the show in order to get his little brother. He didn't even bring a weapon, and people often criticize Craster for killing his babies.
He's killing them, all the boys.
He didn't kill them.
You know.
But it's just not true. He offers them to the White Walkers and they are turned into White Walkers, but they aren't dead. They're almost the opposite of dead. Fire consumes until there's nothing left, but ice preserves. So was this White Walker really a bad guy?
Stay back!
Look, he politely asked Sam to step aside so that he can reconnect with his baby bro. What's wrong with that? If he's got a consciousness, which we don't know for sure, but if he does, maybe he doesn't regret being converted into a White Walker, so he doesn't think of himself as doing anything wrong right here. And to be honest, I'd much rather have been one of Craster's sons and turned into a White Walker than his daughters.
This is our place. Our husband keeps us safe. Better to live free than die a slave.
With one exception. I would have hated to have been one of Craster's sons, aka a White Walker, if the badass Sam the Slayer's around to stab me in the back.